basketball fan base. Her fan base actually watches basketball games, which is why her ratings and viewership reflect that. Take a look at this. For the second consecutive week, ESPN delivered its second most watched WNBA game ever. Okay, Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky on ABC averaged 2.6 million viewers, up 79%.
The WNBA front office is officially in a state of absolute unmitigated panic. 2.6 million fans just kicked the door down and delivered a terrifying ultimatum directly to the league. And while the executives are sweating over losing their entire viewership in the blink of an eye, Caitlin Clark is gearing up to hand Paige Bueckers the most embarrassing, careering humiliation of her entire life. But right in the middle of this massive storm, a shocking update about Kelsey Mitchell just dropped that could change the fate of the Indiana Fever forever. Do not skip a single second of this, because the era of the WNBA manipulating the narrative is completely dead and the fans have officially taken control. Let's get straight to the numbers that have the mainstream media completely shaking in their boots. Caitlin Clark just shattered another impossible record, pulling in a mind-boggling 2.66 million viewers for a single cable WNBA game. That is not just a broken record. That is a complete hostile takeover of the sports world. Let that sink in. She is officially the most important, most watched, and most influential athlete in sports right now, period. Nobody else even comes close. But here is where the story takes a massive dark turn for the league executives. Those 2.66 million viewers, they are not your generic everyday WNBA fans. They are Caitlin Clark fans, and they have finally had enough of the blatant disrespect. A massive unstoppable movement is brewing right now across social media, and the message to the league is crystal clear. Treat Caitlin Clark and her fiercely loyal enforcers like Sophie Cunningham with the exact respect they deserve, or we will take our 2.6 million views and walk away forever. The fans are watching how the referees, the media, and opposing players operate. They see the cheap shots being thrown at Caitlin. They see the ridiculous double standards on foul calls. And they know that Sophie Cunningham is the ultimate bodyguard keeping this team together. The fans are issuing a direct, unapologetic warning to the league. If the officials try to punish Sophie for protecting Caitlin, if they try to suspend or silence the only players who have Caitlin's back, the WNBA will watch their historic television ratings crash to zero overnight. The fans are literally holding the league hostage, and it is the most beautiful display of loyalty we have ever witnessed in modern sports. Next voice.
We're about to have a blast. You're in for a doozy. The last stream, we had a fantastic time in a game that we didn't even think would come down to the wire. So, hey, you never know what's going to happen. The chat is a bunch of fun. We get people on for halftime. We're going to have an absolute ball. Make sure you join me for the live stream today. Now, in other news, the Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings have some huge concerns at this point before we even get into the game breakdown and the keys for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. We have to take a look at this report that the Indiana Fever put out. It says Caitlin Clark probable with a back. Obviously, we know Dantas is out, but Kelsey Mitchell here probable with an illness. So it's likely that she may play, but we don't know. We don't know. We know how this team is when it comes to injuries. They are very cautious or just really not transparent about much. The Kelsey Mitchell thing was scary. Now, they said there was no air conditioning in Toronto in that gym. How do you have 19,000 people in a building with no AC? Is nuts, in my opinion. But so they said, you know, it was some overheating that may have gone on.
But while the league is panicking in the boardroom trying to figure out how to appease this massive army of fans, Caitlin Clark is preparing for absolute war on the hardwood. Her next target, Paige Bueckers. The media has spent months, even years, desperately trying to manufacture a rivalry here. They want to push the narrative that Paige is on Caitlin's level, that Paige is the true face of women's basketball. But the reality is about to come crashing down in front of millions of viewers. Caitlin is set to completely embarrass Paige once again. When they step on that court, it is not going to be a friendly rivalry. It is going to be a total execution. Caitlyn has been playing with a chip on her shoulder the size of a mountain, and Paige is standing right on the train tracks. We are talking about logo threes right in Paige's face. We are talking about no-look passes that will leave the defense looking completely lost and confused. The media hype train surrounding Paige Bueckers is about to get violently derailed by the actual undeniable generational greatness of number 22. Caitlyn is going to prove to the entire world that there is no rivalry. There is only Caitlin Clark, and then there is everybody else. But just when you thought the Indiana Fever were ready to march into this battle at full strength, a devastating rumor just sent shockwaves through the entire fan base. Is Kelsey Mitchell officially out? Reports and speculation are swirling rapidly that the Fever might have to step onto the court without their lethal veteran scorer. If Kelsey Mitchell is sidelined for this massive game, the entire dynamic of the matchup shifts violently. Without Mitchell's crucial veteran leadership, her speed, and her deadly perimeter shooting, the opposing defenses are going to throw absolutely everything they have at Caitlyn. They will double team her the second she crosses half court. They will trap her in the corners, and they will try to make her life a living, breathing nightmare. Next,
the comments, and we gonna get into majority of it. This was just released 30 seconds ago from Yahoo Sports. This is what he summed it up. He said, "I'm not going to comment on that because I don't think it's fair to Caitlin Clark or Kathy either. That's not the real issue." Adam Silver reported that he enforced a suspension. Now, on a panel at CNBC board game playing event Thursday, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver did not minus words when asked about the now infamous play between Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas. Now, he also spoke about LeBron James, but what stood out more than anything is Adam Silver. Now, this is what he said verbatim. Now, it's been reported that the report says that effectively the WNBA was not necessarily going to penalize Alyssa Thomas, but that you stepped in and said that it had to happen. Adam Silver said this is what he said. This is his words, not mine. He stated, "Let me give you a serious answer to that question. I don't think that's the ultimate issue around Caitlin Clark, or not largely about officiating. And that particular incident is not about whether a foul should have been called at the time of the game or whether that was ultimately a flagrant or a non-review." That's what he stated. But he did not, I repeat, Adam Silver did not backtrack. Adam Silver let us know verbatim. Let me blow this up all the way for y'all. Verbatim that he did not deny that he forced that suspension. Then he goes on to say this in the second paragraph. He said, "I come to know Caitlin Clark really well. She's an incredible player and also an incredible person. And
This means Caitlyn is going to be standing alone in the back court, relying entirely on her own insane talent and the ruthless physical protection of Sophie Cunningham in the paint. If Kelsey is truly out, this game goes from a highly anticipated matchup to an absolute survival test for the Indiana Fever. But if there is one thing we know for a fact about Caitlin Clark, it is that she thrives in the absolute worst chaos imaginable. The league wants her to fail so they can push their own narrative. The media wants Paige to steal her crown. But with 2.6 million loyal fans watching her every single move, Caitlyn is about to show the world exactly why she is the undisputed queen of basketball. Now, I need to hear from every single one of you in the comments right now. Are you part of the 2.66 million fans ready to boycott the WNBA if they do not protect Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham? Do you think Caitlyn is going to completely embarrass and expose Paige Bueckers on national television? And how terrified are you for the Fever if Kelsey Mitchell is actually out for this critical game? Drop your most savage, unfiltered opinions down below right now. If you want the raw truth about the WNBA that the mainstream sports media is too terrified to report, you need to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel immediately. Turn on those notifications because we are dropping the most explosive updates all season long. See you in the next one.